What is up, my friends? It's the big one. It's the watch along coming up on Monday. Manchester United versus Liverpool. And obviously, I'm expecting the annual 3 points at Old Trafford for Jurgen Klopp's men. I'm going to take you through my predicted 11 and score predictions in this preview. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. But before I get stuck into it, a little word from our sponsors. This video is being sponsored by Midnight. Midnight is the only betting app designed specifically for gamers and esports fans. You can bet on anything from football to FIFA, from tennis to Call of Duty. Any sport or esport you want is available on Midnight. Why is Midnight the best? A number of reasons. A great registration offer. Bet £20, get £20 in free bets. There's an instant cash out option with no minimal withdrawal, and also really easy signing up process. Midnight is a fun new way to interact with esports matches. They have the best odds on the market, cash out options available on most markets and all bets, and weekly and monthly promos for all users. Midnight is the modern way to bet. Their app is very user friendly and you can watch along with most events while you bet on them. With the Premier League back in full flow and the Reds travelling to take on Manchester United on Monday, what better time than right now to download the Midnight app? Use the link in the description below. What am I going to bet on? I'm going to have a cheeky little punt on Mohamed Salah to continue his great goal scoring run against Manchester United. Remember, you need to be 18 years or over to bet on Midnight, and also I urge you, please gamble responsibly. Right, my friends, that's the bills paid. Now we can get stuck into the good stuff. And let's start off with a little bit of team news. So for the home side, they look like they're going to have a very late fitness call on Anthony Martial. Obviously, they looked really good in pre-season. Beat us in pre-season, in fairness, with Anthony Martial playing. But he has been injured. And Erik ten Hag has the option of either using Cristiano Ronaldo or going with Christian Eriksen again in a false nine. That didn't work out too well for them against Brentford. So let's wait and see what he does. I mean, I think personally we'll probably see Martial being fit enough to come off from the bench. But maybe he rolls the dice, Erik ten Hag, and gets a bit risky and starts him. So let me know if you're a United fan watching this as well. If there's any little bits and team news that I obviously haven't been able to cover, feel free to put it into the chat as well. From a Liverpool perspective, what can we expect? Well, we know that we've got Bobby Firmino back. I'll let you decide if that's a good or a bad thing. Usually I'm all for that being a good thing, but Bobby's form hasn't been great over pre-season. As much as Jurgen Klopp has said he's looked great on the training ground, he has yet been unable to transfer that to the pitch. That being said though, still great to have Bobby available because we don't have Darwin. He did of course get sent off in the last game and starts the first of a 3-game match ban for violent conduct, and I've got no complaints. It was a stonewall red card. It is what it is. He's got to learn to control his temperament, particularly in the Premier League where there is more than enough shithouses in there to wind him up, and he needs to learn not to react. Simple as that. Easier said than done, I know, especially in the heat of battle, but we would be better going into this game with Darwin. And look, I would have loved the idea of Darwin Núñez up against Lisandro Martinez aerially. We don't have that option now, unfortunately. So, what will Jurgen Klopp go with? Well, the good news is we have Joe Gomez back. So he's going to start this game as far as I'm concerned. But before I get stuck into my 11, let's start off with my score prediction. As you can see, I'm going for a 2-0 win to Jurgen Klopp's men. And I think that's been fair, because I think we are better side than Manchester United. Manchester United have been appalling in their opening 2 games, but then again, we've hardly set the world alight. So 2-0 I think is a fair reflection of where I genuinely believe the clubs are at right now, and with us having no Darwin. So you may disagree, you may agree, you might be going, hang on Craig, what score was it at Old Trafford last season? I know you love asking that one, this many by the way. 9-0 on aggregate, but that means nothing. It's a new game, and Erik ten Hag, I'm sure, will be expecting a response. Old Trafford, I'm sure, will be expecting a response. Now, there will be a protest, I'm sure, around the Glazers and their ownership of United. I'm all for supporting that. I just want the game to go ahead. You know, I absolutely get behind United fans wanting to run their owners out because they're shambolic owners. I just want to make sure the game goes ahead. And as long as that does, I'm all fine. So let's move on to the starting 11 then. What have I gone with? What do I think Jurgen Klopp will do? Well, let's start off with the goalkeeper and the centre-backs. No real surprises there. Alisson Becker in goal, and Joe Gomez to come in and partner the world's greatest centre-back, Virgil van Dijk. Interestingly, I did see that Rio Ferdinand did a lie detector test, and he was asked something along the lines of, does he think Virgil van Dijk's a better defender than him, or he's a better defender than Virgil van Dijk? And he said that he thought he was better than Van Dijk, and the machine said that he was lying. So there we go, Mr. Ferdinand. Either way, he was a top-notch centre-back, Rio, but he's no Virgil van Dijk. What are we going to do in the full-backs then? Robbo and Trent? Not for me, no. I've made a change, as you can see. I think that Kostas Tsimikas deserves a start. Andy Robertson has been extremely wasteful, in my opinion, in front of goal. Yes, with Robbo, we know he has that remarkable engine. He'll get up and down the pitch for days. And defensively, I will admit, he is more solid than Kostas. But breaking teams down has been a problem, as well as not conceding for us. So I'd like us to go a little bit cheekier. And having no Darwin, I'd like to have to give them another option to think about an attack from us. So I go with Kostas in this one, with Trent Alexander-Arnold over on the right hand side. In midfield, you're probably saying, whoa, surprise, no Jordan Henderson in there. I've gone for Fabinho in the holding role. And look, Fabinho does need to up his game a little bit. He hasn't been at his usual brilliant best over the start of the season, but I think he will rediscover form, and this is a big game, so I'm sure he'll be switched on and focused. Naby Keita coming back from injury, or illness I should say. There's been a lot of talk this week about Naby's contract situation, being unhappy that he hasn't been playing enough. Well, this seems like a very good opportunity for Jurgen Klopp to go, alright Naby, out you go at Old Trafford, show us your stuff. And I think on that left hand side is his best position for us, so that's what I go with. Harvey Elliott then on the right. I don't need to tell you guys about the good relationship that Harvey Elliott has been working on with Mohamed Salah. They've linked up rather nicely for me, both in pre-season and at the start of the season. And look, I'm going to be honest, I love having Harvey Elliott in the team, so I'm trying to find a way to get him in wherever possible. No Jordan Henderson, I know, and that might be a shock to some people, but I am at the point where, having defended Hendo for so long, for good reason by the way, I do start to feel like I'm a bit more concerned now when he starts games. Great player to bring off the bench, and look, it's no surprise, we said last season we'll probably see him kind of be eased out a little bit as the season has gone on into that James Milner-esque role. Maybe Klopp wants to go with the captain away at Old Trafford, but I just feel we're a better team with this type of a layout where we've got more creativity, and I feel like we're going to be the ones putting pressure on United, so that's what I go with in midfield. Again, would love to know your thoughts in the comment section. And now we move on to the top of the pitch. Well, let's start off with the two obvious ones. Luis Diaz on the left hand side, Mohamed Salah on the right hand side. Diaz bailed us out of the last game massively with that wonderful strike. Beautiful goal that it was, cutting in onto his right foot, unleashing a shot that the keeper just couldn't get near, and we need a little bit more of that, please. Mohamed Salah, on the other hand, a little bit of a frustrated figure in the last game. Came close with a volley right at the end that could have won it for us as well. But he loves a goal against United, and I'm backing him to score a goal in this one as well, as you've seen from a little word from our sponsors earlier on. And who goes through the centre then? Because this has been the biggest debate during the week that we've been having with other Anfield Agenda members in our Discord. At one point I was thinking about maybe moving Salah into the centre and throwing Harvey Elliott on the right side of attack and trying to find a way to get Fabio Carvalho in. As the week has gone on and we found out who's going to be available, I think we should start off with Roberto Firmino through the middle. I know I've just said to you guys a couple of moments ago that Bobby hasn't been at his best so far this season, but he's an important player for our press, and I think in this game, winning the ball back as high up the pitch as we can, trying to force United into mistakes, I can't think of anybody better than Roberto Firmino to lead the line, doing that. And look, maybe if he gets himself a goal at Old Trafford, it will give him the confidence he needs to push on while we wait to find out whether he will get a new Liverpool deal or whether he'll be off at the end of this season. So look, that pretty much brings me to the end of where we are with this one. As always, I'm a little bit nervous because we are travelling to Old Trafford for this league game on Monday, and you don't want to be on the receiving end of a loss in this one. It's not a pleasant time to be on social media if your team loses. So I'm going to stick to my 2-0 prediction for the Reds. Let me know your thoughts. Michael Oliver, by the way, is the referee for this game, just in case a couple of you are wondering. We obviously had Paul Tierney in the last game. Mike Dean thought that he officiated it perfectly, I would disagree with Mike Dean a little bit on that one, but I do feel like we've got the best in the business available for this one with Michael Oliver, so no complaint from me with regards to the referee. Right, my friends, I'm off to get ready for the game. I'm off this weekend. I'll be back on Sunday night, actually, if you want to catch us over on Twitch. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Maybe you'd like to see a tweak a system, something like that. I look forward to reading your comments. Talk to you guys soon. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.